Welcome to the deep dive. You ever wonder how we just sort of know what's going on in a chat or even just by looking at someone?
Yeah, how we navigate the social world.
Exactly. Today we're diving into symbolic interactionism. It's like a lens for seeing how we build meaning together.
hmm And how those shared meanings really shape our interactions.
So our mission here is to unpack this really fundamental idea and see how it plays out every day, give you a new way to look at things.
Definitely. It's all about those building blocks, meaning, interaction, symbols.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Symbolic interactionism. What is it fundamentally?
Well, at its heart, it's this idea that meaning isn't just there. It comes from us talking, interacting. We use symbols.
Like language?
Language is huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Our most powerful symbol set, probably. But other things, too. These symbols let us create shared understandings. That's how we make sense of the social world.
So meaning isn't fixed. It's something we actively kind of agree on.
Precisely. We construct it. And it can be different depending on the group or context.
Can you give an example? Something maybe surprising.
Sure. Think about nodding your head. Here mostly means yes.
Right.
Right.
Agreement.
But in places like Bulgaria, parts of Greece, a nod can actually mean no. Same gesture, totally different socially built meaning. Shows it's not inherent.
Wow. Okay. That really highlights it. Now, how does this whole meaning-making thing shape, well, us, our sense of self?
The self. Yeah, that's central. Symbolic interactionism says our self isn't formed in a vacuum. It grows through interaction.
How so?
We see ourselves mirrored in how others react to us, their responses, the labels they might use.
Yeah.
It's like feedback. We internalize that.
So if people treat me like I'm, say, funny, I start to see myself as funny.
That's basically it. It's often called the looking glass self. Our self-concept is woven from those social reflections. It's quite profound, really.
Okay, and linking this back to behavior,
Yeah.
how does knowing this help explain why people do what they do?
It shifts the focus. Instead of just looking at big structures or internal drives, we look at the meaning a situation holds for the individual.
Right, their interpretation.
Exactly. How do they read the symbols? How do they understand the actions of others in that moment? To get why someone acts a certain way, you need to grasp their perspective, their meaning.
Makes sense. Who were the pioneers here? Who really shaped this thinking?
George Herbert Mead is foundational. He really dug into the social development of the self.
Yeah.
Then Herbert Bloomer, he actually coined the term symbolic interactionism and laid out its main principles more formally.
And how does this differ from other big ideas in social psychology, like ones focusing on social structures or maybe just our thoughts?
Good question. Structural theories often look top-down, how class or institutions dictate behavior. Cognitive theories focus inward on mental processes.
But symbolic interactionism is more about.
It's about the ground level,
Mm.
that dynamic, ongoing interaction between people, how meaning is actively, constantly being made and remade right there in the exchange.
Okay. I remember reading about roles, too. How do roles fit into this picture?
Yeah, roles are important, but symbolic interactionism sees them less as rigid scripts and more as performances based on shared symbolic understanding.
Like being a student or a parent.
Right. We know how to act because we share an understanding of what that role means. An understanding built up through countless interactions, and we're always interpreting, adjusting that performance.
Could you give another quick example or two of symbolic meaning in action?
Sure. Think about uniforms. A police uniform instantly signals authority, right? Changes how we interact.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
even just a handshake versus a hug. Totally different symbols, signaling different relationships, different expectations for the interaction.
This approach sounds like it would be really useful for researchers trying to understand experiences
Yes,
deeply.
absolutely. It's a cornerstone for a lot of qualitative research. It helps researchers get inside how people actually experience their social world, the meanings they make.
Is it perfect? Are there, like, criticisms?
Like any theory, yeah. A common one is that by focusing so much on these micro-level interactions, it can sometimes maybe downplay the impact of larger social structures.
Like power dynamics or inequality?
Exactly. How much freedom do people really have to create meaning when those larger forces are also at play? That's a point of discussion.
Okay. So wrapping this up, what's the main thing we should take away from all this?
The big idea is that we're not just passive recipients. We are active creators of our social reality through interaction and symbols. Meaning isn't fixed, it's fluid, negotiated, and that meaning shapes ourself, our actions, everything.
That's really powerful. So, for everyone listening, maybe start noticing those everyday interactions a bit more. See them as these intricate dances of making meaning. Pay attention to the symbols, words, gestures, clothes, and how they're subtly guiding things. It adds a whole other layer, doesn't it? Thanks for exploring this with us.